Cybershoes are the first and only shoes that let you control your favorite games in the virtual space. Run, walk, sneak, and jump with perfectly tracked movements for the most accurate active gameplay. Our first campaign was a huge success, and we were able to bring freedom of movement back to the players for their VR PC setups. The Oculus Quest and Quest 2 don't need a PC or bulky wires for a full VR experience, so we have released Cybershoes for Quest. Hook up the new receiver to your Quest headset, strap on your Cybershoes, and get moving. The seated position and better foot response cut out traditional motion sickness and lets gamers stay in the game longer. As your legs move you around, the chair is forgotten in no time. Walking in VR can be tricky if you aren't careful enough. Real space borders limit you from complete transition into the VR metaverse. Players are half in the game and half worried about bumping into something. Multiplayer is just an accident waiting to happen. For the first time, you can sit next to your friend in the real world and run side by side in epic adventures while staying deeply immersed in the action. Getting the system set up is easy with a quick plug-and-play installation, and the shoes are one size fits all. Use the bindings to securely strap your foot to the shoe sensor, plug the attachment into the headset, take a seat, and get ready to take your first steps in the virtual space. We're working with new developers to create more games and content that focus more on movement in the VR space. Check out our crowdfunding campaign and see what we have planned and how we are ready to bring all of this new content to your VR setup. To show continued support for our community, the new module is compatible with all Cybershoes, so if you already own the system, you can simply upgrade for the Quest platform. Cybershoes are lightweight and can travel easily with you, so you can stay immersed in your virtual world whenever and wherever you want. Cybershoes, take a new step into VR.
What was it like when you flew Aura, when you had that controller in your hand and you were flying a drone?
It was a lot easier to do it. I remember my first time, I flew it up and I expected to have to be constantly changing the height, and it feels so different because the remote controls, unless you get really, really used to them, you have to be kind of looking up and down at the same time. Whereas here, you know what your hand's doing, so you know like what's happening.
It feels better than like a normal drone that I have because I know the controls because I play video games, but it's like I constantly have to look up and down and make sure I'm doing the right things. It won't go too high that I lose like the connection with the drone.
And that's one of the biggest difference between Aura and other drones is the fact that you don't need a joystick. You have the control in your hand itself.
It felt like you were a lot more in control than normal joystick drones because you can control the stability of the drone. If your hand's shaky, it'll move around, but it won't go all over the place. Whereas with the controller, even if your hand could be still, you could still hit the wrong switch and it'd go like slamming into the wall or something.
Right. Sydney.
It was really cool because you were just moving your hand a little bit and you could control the drone to go everywhere, and you didn't have to worry about how fast you were going or how high it went because you can kind of calibrate it, get it up, steady yourself, and just go everywhere. And it was really, really cool.
Today, we're going to show you how to get started with the Specdrums Mix app. a brand new app from Sphero that lets you mix artist-curated loops, beats, and samples using Specdrums rings and the world around you. First, you'll connect your Specdrums ring over Bluetooth within the app. Touch Connect, then find your ring listed under available rings. If you don't see your ring, plug in the USB and make sure it's charged. You can connect as many rings as your device can handle. For example, the iPhone X can take up to 6 rings at once. Now you're ready to drop some beats. By default, the colors are calibrated to the playpad that comes in the box. Tap each color with your ring on the playpad and see the corresponding colors light up in the app. To play your world, you can tap any colored object, and the closest color will be recognized in the app. In our advanced tutorial, we describe how to calibrate custom colors. There are 2 different types of sounds that each sound pack can play: samples and loops. A sample is one-shot sound. Some samples can be sustained while the ring is held down on a color, like a piano key, while others are played straight through, like a snare drum hit. A loop is a beat or melody that can be toggled on and off by tapping a color and will repeat continuously. These are typically represented by the top 4 pads of the playpad. Loops are always in sync with one another. You can explore all kinds of different genres and moods of music through the different packs available in our app, with more packs being added every month. Now you know the basics, so have fun and jam out.
From a very young age, I got interested in plants. My dad was a botanist, so he wrote a lot about plants and worked in a botanical garden. And as a kid, I would look at plants and see them as like mini universes, and there's so much we don't know about plants. About a year ago, I began exploring these concepts of levitating plants. And what's so cool about magnetism is a force that we can't see, but we can feel. We're levitating the plant from the ground, in midair, and rotating, so that it gets sunlight from all different directions. The idea of a plant not needing soil to grow really fascinates me, and that's when I got interested in air plants. Air plants are plants that grow from the air. They don't require any soil. They literally take particles from the air and get nutrients from them. I wanted to create an experience for people in their homes where they can enjoy plants, but in a new way. Houseplants don't always have to be the same. What happens if I levitate this plant in the air? Will it grow differently? Will it grow more? Who knows? Maybe we're going to discover a new way of growing plants.